Hi, you guys. So here is some advice I'd give my younger self. Um, and mind you, I'm on the eve of turning 35, so I've been around. One of the first things that I would tell myself um, is to grind perpetually. Okay. Um, I had this thing when I was younger, and I don't know where exactly the idea came from, but basically I was under the impression that things would be easy. I know it's crazy. I don't understand what in my head made me feel this way, but I went into, for example, college thinking this is going to be the hard part and everything that comes after this would be the easy part. Little did I know that was the easy part. Everything after that was the hard part. So that was like one of the first like nuggets that I came away with, right? Was that you got to grind perpetually, right? It never stops. As a matter of fact, if you ever go into things with the intention of them being easier, once you get to a certain point or a destination that things would be over and it'll be easy, you're gonna have some trouble. You might even get sad. Um, I think one of the most important things is that, and I think you'll realize is as time goes on, is that the key to happiness is suffering. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, like how does that make sense? But you gotta give yourself struggle in order to appreciate those things, and it gives happiness some type of value, right? Um, so that's very important. I would say that's my main one is to grind perpetually. All right, always have something to look forward to. Always be working on something new. Never settle for anything, right? Unless you're comfortable there. But otherwise, you gotta constantly be chasing new things, whatever it is, right? It's not necessarily a job or money or a girl or anything of that nature, right? It could be something very simple. But the thing is that you want to keep conquering your demons, whatever they are. The other one is time flies. Believe it or not, so you need to value it. I was 18, 19, 20s, whatever. And at that time, I thought I had all the time in the world, right? And I think anybody that gets older will realize real quick that um, every day that goes by is another day that you don't get a chance, right? To do something that you said you would do. Um, and plus, I like to use this idea, and it's kind of kept me on task, which is that I look at years in terms of summers, right? And in this case, if we average um, the lifespan of a male, it's about 75, 76, or something like that. So I'm about halfway there. So if you think about it, I've already used up half my summers. So that keeps things in perspective for me, right? I've gone through already half my summers, right? So about half my life is already done with. And so I only have another half to go. So it's not a lot of time. Uh, Number three, or the third sort of nugget that I'd give to you is that you need to trust your gut. All right, if something doesn't feel right, don't do it, right? And if something does feel right, then go in that direction. But I think it's so important to be in tune with your gut, whatever that little feeling is. Maybe some people would define it differently from me, but I always try to go with that, right? If something doesn't feel right, I don't want to pursue it. And if something does and I'm wrong as a result of it, then so be it. But I want to emphasize that part, right? Is that you really want to get in touch with your gut, whatever that is, right? Whatever that looks like, whatever it feels like. Definitely trust your gut. It's an important, I think, tool to use, right? And not just interacting with people, but just putting yourself in certain situations, be they hazardous or opportunities, right? Whatever they are. The other one, I think one of the most important one is to make mistakes. All right, too many people want to be perfect. They want to execute. They want to get things done right. But I think it's so important to make mistakes. It's how you learn. People are so scared of failure. And I remember, like when I was younger, I would beat myself over the fact that I wasn't doing things like I felt they should be done, right? Or I wasn't executing up to the standards that I felt like I should be at. And I think one of the things I came away with was that despite things not being perfect, they got done, right? So it's super important to be okay with making mistakes. In fact, I came across a study that says most successful people, the formula is that you should be able to fail 16% of the time. So it's not bad. Um, I think that's like the a good number, right? Because you don't want to constantly fail, but you want to fail enough times that you get good at something, right? Or that you have some backbone, right? Or skin in the game, where you could say, you know, I have proof that I've done X, Y, Z, or that I at least try to do something. It just motivates you to get stuff done, right? It's knowing that you got back up, right? You didn't let a pebble get in your way. You stood back up and you kept going. And I think it's so important to do that. And mind you, obviously this list could be exhaustive, right? I could tell you, you got to work out, you got to do this, you got to do that. But I think these are the four that sort of, I think if someone would have sat me down and told me these four things, I think it would have helped me out in a lot of arenas of my life, right? Because these are just fundamental, not just like on a material level, right? But also like on a spiritual level. Finding your relationship with an external entity, but also focusing on your body and being fit and being regimented and having discipline and doing all these things, right, that are so important to becoming a man. So I just hope that, you know, these takeaways help you the way I think they would have helped me had I got them at a younger age. But, you know, I'm here now. So here I am trying to help you out by giving you some nuggets that I've learned over the years. And I hope it helps, all right?